surrounding towns.
I'd like to see Framingham as part of it, you know, now.
Framingham is part of it. Good part of it. Lieutenant David Irucci, Ashland Fire Department. At approximately 14:39, we got a call to Aggregate Industries, which was closed at the time, for a couple teenage youths in the area. One of the gentlemen fell approximately 15 to 20 feet off the side of the quarry, landed on some rocks. He was briefly unconscious. The paramedics arrived with me to the scene. It took us about a half hour to get to the patient, and they started doing medical treatment on him, IV, so on and so forth, collar, backboard. And at that time, it was a long extrication to get out of the quarry. There was a lot of cliffs involved, a lot of rocky terrain, and we notified our local tech team to respond. And at that point, I'll turn it over to Kaz, who will explain the tech team. Kaz?
Firefighter, paramedic Pierkowski with the HopNews Fire Department. When we were activated, the tech team, due to the terrain that was involved, what we realized we had to do was get the victim out of a pretty deep slope. So what we did was, because of the slope involved and the depth of the decline, we needed to set up some safety ropes to haul the victim out. Also, we had to make our way approximately 500 feet across some rocky, loose terrain that had been excavated over the years. Once the victim was packaged and we set up the haul lines, we sent 6 members down to haul the stokes back over. We got them back over to our haul points, got them safe, and that was it. So everything worked out well. We've been training for several years now, and this was a pretty good incident to have us put our practice to use.
Did you consider calling the Coast Guard at any time?
It was mentioned briefly, but we thought that the time constraints were pretty reasonable. We felt that we could get them out rapidly enough to make it happen in a reasonable amount of time.
Did you go to trauma at UMass? Or
negative. The injuries were not as significant as we thought, but the potential for some serious stuff was there. So he went to a local hospital by ground.
As to the injuries, what are we talking about?
Well, due to the fact that he was unconscious, that's automatically that takes you to the hospital. There was really no traumatic injury. Well, there was enough traumatic injury to warrant transport, but we didn't feel the need for a trauma center.
Now, I heard something about leg injuries. He was unconscious.
He was unconscious. He had several abrasions on his legs, and but there was no deformity or any. It didn't look like there was any broken extremities.
Okay. Talk a little bit about kind of the inherent difficulties of performing a rescue operation in an environment like
Well,
this.
you guys made your way over here, so you realize that just getting our equipment up here was pretty difficult.
Be advised, the plane manager or the quarry manager number we
did have
no answer, and we got a call from the
paramedic
police.
from